He had other options. He's from the Dallas area. He chose the Cowboys because he wanted to go home. He's a very, very good fit for this team, which is get the ball to Zeke and to Amari and to Michael Gallup and C.D. Lamb and Cedric Wilson. He is a distributor of the football, and when you give him good pieces, he has a history of leading teams to the playoffs.
Where Colin was wrong.
Another crappy Blazing 5, 1-4. Thank God I had the Vikings last night. Worst start I've ever had in my career. 10 wins, 14 losses, and a tie. I know. I took Atlanta. My problem. Not yours. I've lost the last 7 times I've picked the Falcons. Pathetic. Bad.
Where Colin was right.
Shocker, the NFL drive of the year was Russell Wilson. Do you know he not only leads the NFL in passer rating, he has 6 more touchdown passes than any other quarterback. Now, think of all the great receiving corps in the NFL. His isn't one of them. And he's got 6 more touchdown passes than everybody else. And remember, he has a middle-of-the-pack offensive line and a defensive head coach. His record in one-score games is over 80% winning. He converted a 4th and goal and a 4th and 10. I've said it before, Mahomes is a greater natural talent. Russell Wilson is the best football player on earth, and his ability intellectually and emotionally to play poorly all game, and then when he had to be great, dial it in and be great is what separates him.
Where Colin was wrong.
I did not think the Lakers could win a championship. They have no dependable third scorer. In my life, I've never seen a team win a championship without a dependable third scorer. I did think Rondo was terrific yesterday. I think he had his first 5 or 6 shots. They're the only veteran team that did not underachieve in the bubble. It surprises me. I do think it was a break the Clippers lost, but in the NBA, I've got a history. You got to have a third guy you can rely on. I mean, remember, Pippen and Jordan had Tony Kukoc or a Ron Harper or a somebody. I mean, game to game, it was Kuzma. I will say this, KCP, I'm in. I thought KCP had a very good Western Conference final and a very good final. Long, athletic. LeBron likes him, and he's never afraid to take a big shot.
Where Colin was right.
We said Joe Burrow is going to get rocked. He got sacked 7 times yesterday. I said he's their number 1 athlete. He's not only been sacked the most in the league, he's been pressured the most in the league. He's been hit the most in the league. And yesterday, there were people on the internet saying, just bench him, get him out of this. It was not just that Cincinnati's not good. My number 1 concern was he's going to get hurt. I saw this with Andrew Luck. The Bengals' offensive line is bad, and it's precisely what we thought. He's going to be Tony Romo. Run around, make plays, and after about 2 years, 3 years, he's going to start developing injuries because nobody can withstand that. Nobody can withstand getting hit that much in the NFL.
Where Colin was wrong.
The Steelers are 4-0. They allowed Travis Fulgham to dominate them. I don't understand it. But I will say this. Nobody drafts wide receivers better than Pittsburgh. This rookie Chase Claypool from Notre Dame, good God, he's unbelievable. This organization, in the history of the NFL, New England can't draft a wide receiver to save their life. The Steelers can't miss on a wide receiver to save theirs. And Big Ben's been terrific. Joy and I both didn't know. 10 TDs, 1 pick, 110 passer rating. They're for real. Now, again, there are other teams I like more. I still like Baltimore more. But Pittsburgh's schedule's got a lot of W's on it. You start looking at that schedule, it's got a lot of W's on it. And if you play defense like they do, and you can be this dynamic at wide receiver in 2020, you're a playoff team.
Where Colin was right.
I didn't pick him over the weekend, but I remember when the Carolina Panthers moved off Ron Rivera and Cam Newton, and I said, I like it. It's time. Teddy Bridgewater, I've always been a fan of. Matt Rule, the league is changing to an offensive-minded league, and Carolina's done a nice job. They're getting better every week. Yesterday, Matt Rule outcoached Dan Quinn. Teddy Bridgewater, what a shock. Just completes the ball, doesn't get in trouble, and they're doing it without Christian McCaffrey. I didn't pick him yesterday, but I said, right now they're tied for first in their division. I said they're going to be the biggest spoiler in the league. They're going to make a lot of people's Sundays a nightmare, and if you watch them from week 1 to now, they're getting better.
Where Colin was wrong.
Jimmy Garoppolo, I can't unsee that. Put your house up for sale. Listen, everybody has bad games. Patrick Mahomes can struggle. Russell Wilson can struggle. But Jimmy Garoppolo is struggling to make easy reads. He threw into a cover 2 yesterday. He's 29 years old. He's not a kid. He's not 24. He's not. Look at this throw into a cover 2. And it's on the inside shoulder. That's a horrible, unforgivable throw for a 29-year-old. I like him, but when you get benched at halftime for C.J. Beathard, I think it sends a signal. Maybe it's his ankle. I'm not saying injuries don't matter. I'm not. But I like him more than you do, and I saw some eye rolling and head shaking from Kyle Shanahan, and this is the kind of game coaches do not forget.
Where Colin was wrong.
I thought Tom Herman would get Texas back. He is now 18-12 in the Big 12, and that's not a good football conference. I mean, Oklahoma benched their quarterback, and he still lost. Back-to-back weeks, he's lost to rivals Oklahoma and TCU. They needed unbelievable heroics from their quarterback, Sam Ehlinger, who's a gutty kid. I really like him. But the Big 12, 18-12 in the SEC is one thing. 18-12 after, in year 4 in the Big 12 when you're in Texas is simply not good enough. I don't know how Texas, with all the athletes in that state and all the good high school football coaching, how can they be this bad defensively? How can they be this bad defensively? They just don't get pressure on quarterbacks. Colin right, Colin wrong. Trent Dilfer is around the corner. We'll ask him about Jimmy Garoppolo. Because, man, he's 29 years old. He's not 24. I'll give you a break. First 2-3 years in this league, I'll give you a break. But he's been around, and he's had Belichick and Kyle Shanahan. He's had not good coaching. He's had exceptional coaching, and he's making mistakes you just can't make. Trent Dilfer around the corner. Rec Tech Grills. This is Wi-Fi compatible, stainless steel build. I love it because